Welcome everybody to today's stream. We are going to be working on AutoCloud, our open source and free framework for getting a lot of good things done with AI coding. If you're new to the stream, welcome. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We are far behind schedule today. Been working way too much this weekend, and now I have to pay the price. But we are at least here, we are going, and we have a decent energy for the next couple of hours of streaming. Good morning, Ray Blocked. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for your contribution to the project so far. Let me know how the music and microphone levels are. I did some drastic changes within Audio Engineer on Friday, and I haven't had the time to really battle test it. So we are gonna do a push here for the 2.7.0 version, which brings a whole lot of good changes, fixes, and also a easy installer for all the different operating systems. Thanks, Ray, for confirming that the audio is fine. So let's test. I had one little change here. I wanted to get into the 2.7.0 version. We can drag and drop an image to the changelog feature in AutoCloud, but we are getting a Electron API. I think maybe we just need to restart the application. So there's a lot of stability changing, good fixes coming. There's a lot of people hard at work getting AutoCloud even better, fix the bugs. There's been a massive adoption. It's been very fun the last, I think it's almost a week now since we published. Rad Baver is coming over from YouTube saying, "Hi from Madrid. I hope you have great weather there. We just woke up with some snow or some frost on our lawn here. We've been lucky since I live in Norway to not have too much snow, but I really look forward to the summer again." Saying, "I learned about AutoCloud this morning and I just installed it. Amazing project." I love to hear the feedback, and you can just imagine that the current version you're on is created in about, I think it's 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks. AutoCloud was created just a couple of hours after Anthropic launched their long-running demo harness. So there we have it. The bug with screenshots inside the changelog is fixed. So we're just going to dictate here to the... we have committed the changes, so it's good. Merge conflicts. We did a... for the developers of AutoCloud, there's a big... I've gone through all the logic for the merge conflict layer inside AutoCloud. So when you have tasks now, we should actually just do a quick test. You can see now it's getting staged with AI merge. Main branch has 205 new commits. Let's see if it should detect what branch we are currently on, and it's doing that. We can see it here 270. Trellin, welcome to the stream. Morning from Leeds. Love to see people all around the world joining the stream. We are hopefully after now we push the 2.7.0 version. We need to see a little bit. The stream was gonna be dedicating to getting the actual BMAD method integrated into the project. But we have to see if we can get some. There are a lot of good PRs coming through. There are stability changes, bug fixes, so we need to our overall goal is to get the application more stable, fix the bugs. So let's see. Pornerd going, wow, good morning from Munich. Live coding, I installed it on Friday and impressed. Love to hear it, man. Cloud architecture, what do you use for STT? I use Whisperflow. I'm not associated or anything. I should be, as much as I'm promoting them. But as you can hear by my accent, I'm not English by natives. My English is not a native language. So I really like Whisperflow because I use it to also dictate Norwegian when I'm writing emails and stuff to our marketing clients. And it's one of the few that I have found to actually manage to do that. Yeah, okay, so this is the change we should have. These are just tests. How do I update just poll? Yeah, right now, after the 2.7.0 version that I'm pushing out right now, you will be getting simple installer files. So if you're on Windows, you get the .exe files. If you're on Mac, you get the .dmg. So it will be much easier to install, and then we will just make sure that the update functionality inside the application is working as it should. So moving forwards from the 2.7.0 version, you should be having a easy installation and easy updating time instead of having to do everything to GitHub. But for now, just you do git pull. Cloud Architecture is asking, you have a video how to install and configure AutoCloud. I have on my YouTube channel, there's the last video introducing AutoCloud, and there is some installation happening at the end. But moving, like if you wait, I think maybe half an hour, you will have an easier time to install and use AutoCloud. Let's see if we can get a small task just done here so we can just verify that the merge conflict layer is now working. So we're starting a task here. Eric B is asking, will 2.7 also solve the GitHub connection problem? Authentication timed out. The authentication window was open for too long. Please try again. Yeah, I think I will have to check, because I think that was a Windows specific issue, or please let me know what operating system you are on. Maybe we can check it here on stream before 2.7.0 goes live, so we can figure out if we can just fix that. Poor Nerd is asking, also, I have been using Cloud Code to plan. At first glance, it seems you are doing more. I'm just curious as to why not use the Cloud Code plans or show them for human review. So there's gonna be something we do on that, hopefully on the stream today, and that is we're gonna incorporate another type of framework that AutoCloud would utilize. And it will, like the thing with the, we're gonna introduce, AutoCloud is gonna be separated into two very distinct type of like paths. One is the human in the loop path, which is more of like a semi-autonomously, more like how you work today, but at still in a way where you can, like, there's a lot of times you're just doing stupid things inside a terminal. You're just saying like, for instance, Claude Code says like, hey, we should do this recommended approach. And you're like, hey, let's just do it. And maybe that's been something that's been laying there for half an hour. And instead we could have AutoCloud just help you with the obvious things that you don't need to press one button. So you get even more efficient. But the other path is the full autonomously just create a task and let AutoCloud handle it all the way through. And that's where the main focus is of the application right now, to let you have AI that actually self-critiques. It looks at the plan, it thinks about it from different directions. And then it like self-corrects the plan, and then when it's executed, it self-validates. So basically everything that you want to do as a human developer, AutoCloud is going to try and mimic using AI. M. Henson is asking, will you do a separate video to explain on how to use? Yeah, we just need to get to a little bit more stable version, maybe 2.8, 2.9. We have a lot of nice developers joining us on the Discord and are starting to contribute and PR. So we are getting help to get a more stable version. And because I can't handle everything by myself. And there's like, when that version comes out, I'm gonna take a project and create it from scratch with AutoCloud. How to install it, how to use it, creating a project, working on the project, both like with a human in the loop, so semi-auto, but also full auto. So I will create more of like a how to use AutoCloud once we have that stable version, hopefully in the next coming days. Jesse is asking, how does AutoCloud go for working in brownfield projects versus greenfield? Right now, it's actually more optimized towards brownfield projects. We are looking at incorporating, when you want to create a new project, we want you to go through like be able to use templates, be able to give more information about what you're trying to achieve with the project, and just get that really good foundation for a new greenfield project. So for those who don't know what like brownfield and greenfield is, basically brownfield is an existing project and greenfield is a new project. And we are done with the treadmill walk for this morning's wake-up walk. It take about 1 hour to get started on treadmill here. So I think there's more people like me. I saw something on our Discord community. If you haven't joined that already, be sure to click on the link in the description to join our nice Discord community. A lot of great people there. People working on AutoCloud, AI enthusiasts, marketers, entrepreneurs, just a general nice bunch of people. And there's been talks about a treadmill gang, so people who use treadmills under their desk while working. So we're gonna go to a seated position here. Flatlands is saying I'm 71-year-old guy putting together a website for my kayak buddy on Newcastle Island. It's up and running, but the formatting is terrible, so I'm looking through. So have you tried using AutoCloud to help you fix it, or are you doing everything manually? So let's see, there's a simple task. We're just testing a task here by running through it in entirety before we push the version, so we know that everything is working. While we do that, we'll pick up the Excalibur that we started on the Friday stream for incorporating the BMAD method. And we got very far. We just have the phase 3 solution we need to figure out, and also the phase 4 in terms of when the task becomes more complex, how should the actual AI use the BMAD method, and where should we improve upon it? Jesse is saying, is there a good way to manage the usage of AutoCloud in terms of seeing how many tokens have been used on tasks or overall? I think we will get that into the next 2.8 version. I have a task here which is actually done. Let's see if I can find it. Analytics dashboard. Analytics dashboard tab for project usage metrics. So it's about giving you full insights into the overall usage for your Cloud Code subscription, and then also like drilling down into how each one of the tasks performed, like how much usage they used, and we can use that to get insights from our users. Flatland is saying, what I learned was just to do everything mentally without formatting, so I'm looking at doing it with Wire in the back, and I know nothing about this. Yeah, so AI is very good for you to get help in doing everything. Just ask it. I love, like, people aren't considering like how good AI is to just like take the stupid questions that you wouldn't ask people because you're embarrassed of asking them. Shadowhawk, there is an agent observability GitHub project. If it has the right license and it's a good project, let us know over at our Discord community, so we can take a look at maybe incorporating that into the project. Jesse is asking, how did you go about building all this, man? It's freaking awesome. Do you just sit down and fucking grind for ages on this? Haha, yeah. So I have the tendency to have like a vision of a product or just an idea. That the main thing that sparked this was the Anthropic long-running harness demo, which was basically just a Python backend from them, where they took a look at how agents can be running for like 24 hours, doing things by themselves. So I started to use that on my, like, I have a main product that I'm working on, a SaaS application, which is just is an AI marketing platform. So where we're gonna use AI to get all the marketing done for a company or a personal brand as well. But I just wanted to, like, there's some big tasks I wanted to do there, and I was like, oh, if I just could get the AI to work while I sleep, I could get twice the things done. And that was the the start of this project. So I got the CLI version, just doing it in the back end, just a terminal view, and then I was like, I really like a good front end. And that's where the project is right now, getting everything to work on all the platforms, getting a stable version. But I have the tendency to work too much, so I have to be careful, because like this year I was actually burnt out. And the last week I've actually started to see some tendencies that, hey, you need to manage this in the right way. I know we want to move fast, and for the developers that are on AutoCloud right now, I think we're moving quite fast. There's almost like impossible to do PRs right now, because we are just moving with a lot of changes very, very fast. But we'll keep it slow and steady once we get into the stable version. Flatlands is saying, is it possible for you to get a standalone XE installed? Yeah, it's coming today. So basically we are just validating the version 2.7, and that brings the XE installation, so people don't have to use the development approach for starting the application. So it's going to be a whole lot easier. So Shadowhawk, be sure to post the links on Discord, because I don't think it's allowed to post links on the YouTube chat. So we are gonna now take a look at the BMAD method here while we just wait for everything to validate here on the task that is gonna push the 2.7.0 version. So we were looking at the phase 3 of the BMAD method. And that's basically when a task is deemed to be a little bit more complicated than just a bug fix or a very simple application like feature. That's what we define as a simple task in AutoCloud right now. And BMAD method is saying quick flow. So we're going to be looking further now on the standard tasks, which will basically be most of the task inside AutoCloud when you're doing the full auto mode. And then the complex task, which the BMAD method says is the enterprise method. We just need to figure out here the phase 3 technical design. So what we ended up doing, I think I did it off stream. I can't remember if I actually did it on stream. It was to just start utilizing Claude Code with their, with the research agents, and just asking questions how I should think about all these things. Because we need, some people may say, Andre, why are you creating this comprehensive Excalidraw for the BMAD method? Which, for those who don't know, the BMAD method is an open source project, which is more agile, AI-driven development. So we're just looking at, because right now inside AutoCloud, it's quite, what should I say? It's very, AutoCloud is over-engineered for running, very in the background. And it's taking a little bit too much tokens, it's a bit too slow, it's making too many subtasks and spending, so it's over-engineered to succeed on actually the implementation itself. So the BMAD method is something we are going to incorporate because it's a lot of, like, they have 25,000 stars right now. So there's a big community behind the BMAD method. And we are going to utilize, and I've talked to the owner of the BMAD method. Is it Brian? I just know him as the BMAD. And they're doing great things there. And also we are incorporating the version 6. So that means that we get the possibility to customize the BMAD method to how we want it, because the BMAD method can be like very verbose. So that's why I really like it that they broke it down into like 3 paths, because if you just want a bug fix, it creates like a quick technical specification and then just fix it. It doesn't need like all the tests and validations in the same way as like a standard task does. So, welcome to all the people who are watching the stream who are new. Also, I see Swiss HD over at Twitch is watching. There's a lot of people over at YouTube, but Swish is over at Twitch and is saying, do you take a look at this tweet? 77,000 views. Let's take a look. So Rude Rank posted, Autoclaw, this is cool, I will start tomorrow for work. Looks nice. Very fun that people are finding the project. We are just in the state where we get the project stable and good. Because no matter how much the exposure, the thing we are releasing now with the 2.7.0 version is so important that people can just quickly install it. They don't have to do like the tedious Docker installation. They don't have to run it in development mode. It's just a simple .exe file if they're on Windows. And it's going to be supporting Mac, Linux, and Windows. Well, let's see if we can we... No, we needed to... Can you please research the BMAD method and let me know how the phase 3, which is the solution and gives the technical design and architecture after the user have gotten their PRD documents, the UX design, like basically everything that's outlined in the BMAD method, from the BMAD method task and enterprise method task, which is the phase 2, and it goes over to phase 3 for the architect and technical design. I just need to know how it's structured, what's important about that phase, and also what documents are created as the output from that phase going into phase 4. So Shadowhawk is saying BMAD is pretty heavy, and yeah, I agree. Especially the version 4. I've used the version 4 of the BMAD method on our production application, and it's very, like, creating the specs, everything like that is very good. But I see now that the version 6 is a drastic upgrade from version 4. So Shadowhawk is saying version 6 is cool, but I like SpecKit and AgentOS. You know what? I have a secret. The BMAD method is a part of a unified framework layer. So we are going to support SpecKit, AgentOS, and a whole lot of other frameworks after the BMAD method. So Flatlands is saying great sound and music, thanks. Be sure to, there's a link to the guy who is making this type of music. It's fantastic. For me, I found it to be a very good combination of getting into the flow state. So it's calm enough to just, there's no vocals, it's just simple music. But at the same time, it's kind of uplifting, gives me a little bit of energy. So if you want to be sure to subscribe to the guy, it's Rainmaker OS. Fantastic guy creating a lot of good music over at YouTube. So Flatlands is saying, what's the easiest plug and play method? If you wait like half an hour more, you will get the .exe installation file, and then you can just use that to start AutoCloud. Happy Dark is asking, are you going to support codecs in AutoCloud? Yes, we are. We will support Gemini for more UI. Like, we will support more multiple providers, especially codecs, Gemini, and there's also like some variations. Like, I'm not too, like, is it called the GLM? There's some type of like adoption layer that you can use other providers for, Anthropic. So we'll support that. And the main part is, like, the main question is, will we support codecs for the full automation part of AutoCloud? We are not so sure yet. We need very extensive testing, because the previous tests that I have done, codecs actually fails at a lot of the, like, very... Just when we talk about AI, you give it a task and you want it to like output the actual done feature or fix or whatever you asked it for in the task. If you want that to go fully autonomously from start to finish, you need the AI, like the LLM needs to follow the instructions that we're giving it. And both Gemini 3 Pro and the latest like Codex models, GPT 5.2, all of them basically fails in some kind of way. Either they lose some context in the middle, so they don't remember what they should do at different stages. Even if we give, like, if we break, you can see inside AutoCloud right now, the reason that the tasks are so heavily broken down into subtasks is that we don't fill up the context window and they start forgetting. And that's with the Claude models. So you can think about how this works with codecs. If it starts to forget things and then suddenly it breaks out of the character of what it should do. And like, we will support it just based upon that the models get better and better. But right now, if you want full autonomously coding, there's no better models than Sonnet and Opus 4.5. So we're getting a lot of, like, Claude here is researching very heavily. 4 minutes, 5 minutes almost. And it could be stuck here actually. So let's see. Yeah, it's waiting. There it goes. So be sure to like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and there's a Discord community link in the description of the video, and there we have a lot of nice people who are working, giving feedback, testing out the application, contributing. We've grown to, how many members are we now? We have to do something special once we hit like a round number, but we are 398 people in just a week, so that's fantastic. There was one thing I wanted. Let's see here. The BMAD method research is done. So it's saying that in phase 3 of the BMAD method solution, this is an important distinction that I'm gonna blow it up so you guys can also see it on stream. So it's saying validated requirements via product owner checklist. Is that actually... Let's have that as just a note here on the side. Just what is, like, how much validation is actually built into the BMAD method? Because one of the strong parts from AutoCloud is like doing self-review and self-validation. So we'll just have to figure out what do we rely on the BMAD method to validate and what do we bring as our own technology to validate what's being outputted. Yeah, so this was a important distinction that we did on the last stream, and that was to understand that the project brief was a part of phase 1, and that the architecture was created before the epics and stories. So when we come down here to the phase 3, we are going to have does this seem right? Like the... I think we need to feed it the actual documentation. It seems to be confused about version 4 and 6 it seems like it. Like it doesn't really understand here where does the epics and stories lie. So Happy Dark is saying, hoping that Claude will improve context management like it is in Codex. Yeah, the context management is coming as a big refactor that you got both insights and control to how everything is working. And we will be making a lot of improvements to that after the BMAD method is now incorporated. Just because we want it to be like we can really see how each layer, like when you do the planning, when we break it down, like what's happening inside the planning, what context should be pulled from the project as a whole, like the general context, apart from like what context do we need for that specific task. There's like and that's what this, like this Excalidraw, like this drawing is so important. Because now we can just start to be like, okay, we need a validation or we need context here. Jonathan is asking, is there a way to run other AI models in this application? In the 2.7.0 version, which is coming right now, it's still Claude Code, but we are introducing, let's see, we added it to, like here, we are making ready for you to be able to choose the models other than the Claude models, or Anthropic's Opus models and Sonnet and HiQ, and you can also change the thinking level. But for now, we are supporting, you can see in this version, there's coming Ollama, so we can move away from just having OpenAI as the embedding provider, because we need embeddings for the memory layer, so we want to support a free version for you guys to have. But we also have OpenAI, Voyage, Google, and Azure. So I myself will be testing out some free versions, but also be using our Azure OpenAI to do the embeddings for the memory. Let's see, we have more questions and people are joining us on stream. Welcome to everybody joining us today. How about support for agents like Droid or AMP? Droid scored one on terminal burns. Yeah, we will see. There's a lot of good integrations we want to do. We just want AutoCloud to get to a stable version first. Striker Wow is asking how much you're paying for this each month. Like, I've only been at it for like 3 weeks on this project, so with the current like usage, especially on the LLM side, using cloud subscriptions, I have, like yesterday we got approved for the Apple development, so I can push application installers, and I also this weekend we got, let's see if it's actually, we are getting verified with Azure, so we can get the signing of the Windows application as well, so it doesn't show up as a unsecure application. I'm thinking somewhere around about maybe $600 to $1,000 a month we're going to be doing for this project. Let's see, there's many people coming through here. Welcome to everybody. Leonardo is asking, there is quality assurance agent in BMAD, but it's not that great, I think. I think it's, we'll see now when we get to the validation stage down here. But the good thing is that we have a very robust quality assurance loop that will be, like you can think that if you had tried the BMAD method and you found like it's weak in these areas, we're just going to use the AutoCloud system to improve upon all those weaknesses. Thanks Shadowhawk for dropping the link in the general Discord. I don't know how to pronounce KVK HR. Have you a dev background? Are you just vibe coding all of that? I actually have, I don't have like work experience being a developer. It's more like I've always, all the way from when I was 12 years old, I learned HTML, CSS, started playing around with websites, creating like, I was also creating my own PCs, and I really had a dad that he had like an IT company with some other people, so I really wanted to go in that direction myself. So I got like this big CSS book from him when I was like 12, and I was just reading and reading and reading. So that's when it started, and I've always liked Python as a coding language. I didn't really spend a lot of time using it though until university. Like, I have a constructional engineering background, and that's where we use Python as a coding language. And now the last 3-4 years, I've been heavily using TypeScript with Python and some other frameworks, but I really like the technology behind artificial intelligence as a broad topic, like large language module, RAG systems, like just everything is very good for me to understand. Flatlands is asking, how do you make it profitable? We'll see. Right now, my main goal is to make AutoCloud so good that I have another like real SaaS product. It's currently been more for the Norwegian market. So it's called Valma AI. I'm taking it up on stream. Don't go test it yet. It's not good enough for you guys to test it yet. It's been supported by the Norwegian sponsor system, but it's actually self-funded outside of that. So I've spent around 3 years and a couple of I don't know in dollars, somewhere around $100,000 to $200,000 on this project. We've been several developers on it, and it's been like it's mostly, I can show it a little bit because we are waiting on the verification here to be done before we push the last version. And the goal is to use AutoCloud to actually get that project up and going. So it looks like this, and it's basically for the last couple of years, it's been a competitor more of to like get workflows created. More like a no-code, low-code system. So here you can see, for instance, here's more of the advanced things we have been doing with this project. But we are moving now over to this project is going to be a AI marketing platform. So it's going to do everything related to marketing, because I have a marketing agency, so it's going to be helping on that side. So we're using AutoCloud to create that SaaS application to help me in my marketing agency. So it's very interesting. So I have a personal agenda for making AutoCloud as good as possible. But with the adoption I'm seeing from people, like, hey, it could be possible that we shift some focus over to having this as my main product moving forwards. Then we need to, like, right now I have searched for GitHub sponsorship, just that if some people want to sponsor the product and help support in that way, like the biggest way we can get support for this project right now is contributions, helping fix bugs. And I really like it that it's open source, like everybody can see what's happening, everybody can contribute, and maybe we have something. There's been some discussions around like team support. It could be that maybe we make it into some type of like, but right now I don't have focus on like monetizing the AutoCloud system. I just want it to be as best as it can and have as many people use it to get things done with AI. But we need money, that's for sure. Like, I can't go forever neglecting my other projects like that I live from. So Beluga is asking, would you be open to support open code in the future? It's open source and pretty neat, flexible tool to deal with, as well as there are additions like Oh My Code with async agents as well. Yeah, like the framework right now for like the agent terminals, I see a lot of potential here. There's like there's a lot of good things we can do here with a more like terminal view, and also how AutoCloud can help you inside here. So I'm thinking like that we get some commands going inside the terminal view, because I use the terminals more like hands-on coding. So my goal is to, you can see my main way right now has been using just cursor with the terminals, and I just want to go over to AutoCloud with the terminals there. It's just a little bit hard because we're so rapidly improving AutoCloud locally. So it's just like when I'm sitting here writing and doing tasks, it just updates the UI so frequently. So I just right now use it more inside cursor. Mr. Billy London, I tested AutoCloud. It's perfect to generate functions, features. Thanks for letting me know. There's still a lot of bugs. People are having some issues, but we're getting really, like, from the state we were just a week ago, it's gonna be very good in just another week. Flatsland is asking, how do you deploy this worldwide? Right now I have a couple of VPS servers if I would like to do some type of web UI for this. The problem is that we need to look into a type of like proxy system or something that, like, if this was a web application, Cloud Code is running locally on your computer, and yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of like brain power on that right now. So now it's done here, then we can validate. The 2.7 version is actually done. Let me just see. What was the actual task? I've been talking so much today. I started a little small task, but I have so many tasks here. We should have a filtering logic for what task was done last. As you can see, I've done 82 tasks through AutoCloud right now. All been working, by the way. Yeah, so we have like 1 hour ago. So this was the task. It was at the bottom. So let's just see validation QA approved. Tasks are done. It does look like we had many different tasks, didn't we? It was this one, right? No. Okay, so it looks like it's everything's good. We should let's try the merge layer, just so we know, because we touched upon that in this version, that like the very good thing I think can be improved in AutoCloud is like a parallel merge logic, and that is that, like, for instance, now we have 32 tasks in human review. Like, we could just select them all and have everything go into the branch at one time. That would be like total chaos. But if we could orchestrate that in, like, the merge conflict resolution is actually a very good idea. Like, just having AI track all the files and just see, okay, this file has been changed since we worked on the task, since we created the task. Like, having just full overview over what's been done with the task makes so that it can actually resolve merge conflicts by itself. So here you can see this is a big one. The GitLab integration is coming. And here you can see when I just click on the task, it's gonna, like, in real time go and see how the project has been evolving all the way since this was actually implemented. And it detects that the branch is divergent and we need to stage it with AI merge. So the AI is gonna do the conflict resolution of the merging itself. So I did that one manually, add missing front-end components test. We need a simple one, but still has a merge conflict. Yeah, so this is a big one. 168 files has been touched. Let's try and see everything is up to date. Let's try and stage it and see if the merge layer is working here. So let's see, we have some, let's actually see, I think I created a scene. Let's see if you guys like it. It's half decent. So that we could, I can't see the entire chat, so I need to work on that. I wanted to have like, I could have chat up and talk and read at the same time, and you guys could see. But let's just see here. We have some more questions. Trollen is asking, will there be installers in the next version have bundled Python and Node? Yes. So it will just be the version we are just checking out now, 2.70 will have the installers. So it's much easier to get going with AutoCloud. Shadowhawk is saying paid hosted option will be a good way to balance a free and open collab and easy start and run for people. Yeah, we just need to... We just need to consider how the system would talk with your local computer. Flatland was saying have a way of you making money, not in actuality, but through a website they make more money off. Okay, yeah, we'll see how the project monetizes over time. He's also saying the music is awesome. I'm glad you like it. Be sure to go support the creator of the music. The description is at the bottom of the like the link is at the bottom of the description of the stream. Okay, so we had a issue here. Merge process exceeded 1200 killing, so we need to investigate that. So we have this. We currently did a test with the merge conflict layer. Can you take a look at the logs now? Here they seem to be stuck or something is not working as they should. So we're gonna get compacting on this conversation, it looks like. Huseifa over at YouTube is asking, are you gonna to monetize it? Like in some way or form, maybe, but right now it's like I'm gonna have main focus to monetize it, that it's gonna help me on the projects where I have a like my paid SaaS application. So for now, it's just gonna be free. We're gonna be working on it together. I think the best way, like if I were to consider monetizing it, I think it would be better to like keep it open and free for everybody, and the more like enterprise or team people that need very like specific security, or they want to run it on a specific server with multiple peoples. I think that's the best way to like monetize a project like this. Flatlands is also saying you could monetize it by getting people to watch high-rate ads. That's what I would think setting up. I do not code, but I would like to end and getting things functioning. Yeah, so we'll just have to figure out like if this project ends up taking all my time, like I would need some type of like income on it, but I don't think we should have that as a focus right now. I'm just funding the things we need, especially like my time. My time is actually quite valuable, so I think that's the best contribution I can have right now. And all the small things like the app developer cost, like all these like small costs we're having. I bought the website yesterday. We're gonna have a website up the coming days. All these small costs I'm just taking, and we'll see. Maybe we get some good GitHub sponsors or something. Mr. Bill is saying the orchestration on detecting new merge conflict is amazing. Yeah, don't you think? Like I thought that was a really smart approach to actually touch upon the same files on a lot of the same tasks. Flatlands is also saying if you wanted to merchandise t-shirts, a plug-and-play style interface. Yeah, there's a lot of good things we can do. So I just wanted to welcome all the new people joining the stream. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, because there's a lot of people who have told me like they haven't found the, like, I'm a quite new streamer, and the more you guys like the video and stream, the more people are gonna find it that are like-minded like us. They are doing AI coding, maybe they are entrepreneurs or people who want to go into creating their own websites or platforms, but they haven't really found a good AI coding system to help them. So be sure to like the video, really helps the algorithm. Hamburgers, what are you using for merge debug? It's a combination of a programmatic Python backend, basically tracking all your files from the time you create the task. So inside, I'll show it now, so it's easier to explain. I'll mark this as done. So inside AutoCloud, when you go into the app settings, which you find down here, you can go on the GitHub project settings. And here you can see the default branch, and it's saying the base branch for creating task work trees. So here it will show all the branches you have inside the project. And when you create a new task, you also have the option to override that option. So you can see here, uses project default main. So when I create this new task right now, it is going to take the last version of main branch on GitHub, create the work tree from that. So for instance, now if I were to do a task related to the branch we are working on right now, which is the version 2.7 branch, I would actually override this, because I would like it to take into account the version that we're working on locally right now. Because then, like, if I now took the task and created it from the main branch, like, there's so many big refactoring that has been happening in the 2.7 version. So we should actually take it from the version we're working on locally. And then there's programmatically, it's like detecting what state the files are from that branch. And then as the task is evolving, it's basically tracking everything. So it's very quick actually. And then when it detects that something needs to be, like, there's been changes, I can, like, the task can be working on itself in the Kanban board, and I can be working on the branch locally myself. So they can be work like from other people everywhere. And when it comes down to merging it or staging it to the code base, it then detects. So that's why there's a little delay. Let's see if we go up here to the GitLab integration. There's a little bit of a delay that's happening because it's actually executing the entire, like, checking all the files for the task. Has there been changed? And that's when it detects if there's merge conflicts. So, like, for instance, this big task is been several days, 3 days. So there's been a lot of changes. So this has merge conflicts, and that's why we are checking right now that it just works, because the AI is going to come in, take a look at, like, how the file has evolved over, like, since the task was created, and then figure out, like, okay, on this commit we did this and we did the refactoring. So it's actually gonna be a quite smart merge detection layer. So I think the issue here was just a timeout. So let's just see. So we got some more comments coming in. Mr. Billy is saying perhaps you could open up button on your YouTube channel for us to donate? Yeah, there's a option. I searched for GitHub sponsorship so that people who are wanting to sponsor the project can do so once we get verified. I don't know how long that usually takes, but there's gonna become like a sponsor button on the project. Let's just try now. We need, before we can continue with the BMAD method. So here you can see now it's checking for conflicts, and that's how fast it was. It checked 50 files for merge conflicts in just a matter of seconds. It found 14 different conflicts. And I think it's very hard to view on stream here, but it's basically saying the reason it detected it as a merge conflict, the file was modified in both version 7 and the worktree Sinch branch point. So it's programmatically, and that's why it's so fast. It figures out like what files do we need to take a look at with AI. So it doesn't need to like spend a lot of time here looking at everything with AI, so we can save on usage. So what are your main tasks in this run and what you're going to make it more stable? Yeah, so there's a lot of good contributions. We have 11 open actually PRs on the project, and most of them are just fixes. So we are working, both me and the community. If you want to join the community, we have a free Discord server. People are talking about AutoCloud, they're joining. They're contributing. If you want to become a developer, you can self-tag yourself as the developer and you will gain access to the developer chat on Discord. What size and megabytes will be the install for Windows? Let's see actually. I have a test here that I ran last night. Oh, it's working. It's working, guys. See here. I don't know. Let me scroll a bit. Merge out debug output, merging 14 files with AI in parallel. So now, like, remember what I said, we found 14 files that were having merge conflicts. And you can see it happens in parallel, so it's quite fast. And just let's see, it's successful. There's a lot of these that are successfully refactored. We can see here there's 31 new files showing inside our local branch. AI merge, parallel merge completed, 14 successful, 0 failed. That's what we wanted to see. So now we got the full GitHub integration just happening. Like this was created as a task 3 days ago, and even though we've done so much work since 3 days ago, and it was just with a click of a button that we can actually just merge it inside our project. And what's the size? Let's see here. Let's go to the... I think it's something around 200-300 megabytes. It's gonna be the installer. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but okay, so we don't actually want to merge this because it was just a test of the overall system for the merge conflict layer, because that means that we can actually just now publish the 2.7.0 version. Let's see here. Would you consider having a human review label instead of a column? That would communicate more information in conjunction with column the card is at. Yeah, so I think we will revisit that logic once we are going to review how the process is. Like AutoCloud is going to be split very heavily in tasks that need human review or you want human review. Like right now, when you create new tasks, you can select a require human review before coding, but that's going to become more of like a customizable option for you to decide when and where do you as the human want to be into the task. Like, is it the planning phase or is it like more in the coding phase or the validation? Like, where do you as a human want to work with the AI? It could be all of them, it can be one of them. When you deselect this, it's full auto mode, so that's the focus. And I think that dictates where in the process the task needs human review. Flatlands is saying, this is my first real introduction to programming. You're wonderful. Thank you for the kind words. So there's the Silk. I found the bug about CLI changes token when limit hits 100. The method checks the token, but only communicates it and does not actually change it. Yeah, there is an issue with the current authentication, and that is we can't actually. We have and it's coming in the next 2.8 version. Because right now, you can see here when we do /usage with Claude Code, it actually gives us an error, and that's because the way we authenticate with Claude Code inside here, when you go to the Claude Code and just you get put into the website for Claude Code, and it gives you the everything just works that way, but we need to refactor it a little bit because the usage is not working, and that breaks the actual usage monitoring system that we have. And that makes it, we have a functionality that should be working, but because of that bug, we don't have like the proactive monitoring we have and the reactive recovery. So that's basically if you have multiple Claude Code subscription, as I have right here, if the AutoCloud system is hitting 100% rate limits, it's going to swap to the other account. But also, if you don't have that, the system, like in both cases, if you have one account or multiple accounts, the proactive monitoring is going to basically, when you try to start 14 different tasks there, it's going to be like, hey, I think we should slow down here. This is going to hit rate limits and just stop the entire process. But also there is going to be one new option coming very soon here, and that is how parallel and how like async, like how many tasks do you want to go in full auto? Like you can't queue 20 different tasks and then it just works on one and one and one. That is going to come quite soon. There is an issue on the terminal name generation. Please take a look at it. So we got a question. I just downloaded AutoCloud first time because when I first saw Vibe Kanban, and now that I must be the trends of agent, but I still can't find any AI design tool actually working for design locking GUI. Yeah, so we are going to incorporate Gemini 3, both Flash. We are going to have all the different models from Gemini, and we have started that work. And we are going to incorporate a UI design feature inside AutoCloud. And it's going to be very exciting because I don't know by you, but like the overall design of AutoCloud, like the colors, everything, it's it's made with I actually open sourced this as well. There is a file inside the repo called a design system. And it's basically just a small application for you to review how your overall design is going to look before you start the project. And I think we're going to do something quite similar with the UI design feature of AutoCloud. Shadowhawk is saying, did you see Gemini has a spec-driven version as well now? Conductor, I think it's called. I haven't actually reviewed that, but the better it is that we have now refactored to a unified system, so we can just figure out all of these spec-driven approaches, like methodologies and frameworks, and we can adopt them into AutoCloud. So if you would like to use that new framework, you can once we incorporate it. Okay, so that is the correct fix for that problem. Let's just restart because it was a backend thing. And for people who has joined the stream to watch me implement the BMAD method, we are going to come there. I just wanted to get this 2.7 version out because it gives the people a easy installer. And on that note, we need we are moving away from the current development approach for starting AutoCloud. Can you please take a look at the README file and then add the current development startup and process into the docs or the guides for contributing, and then add the general instructions for actually downloading just the released.exe and .dmg and .app image files. So Flatlands is asking, yeah, so this is open source like Linux, as I understand it, which is wonderful. Yeah, we support everything, Windows, Mac, Linux. We have, if you want to be a beta tester, you can join our Discord community. And once you join, you can tag yourself as a beta tester. Those will have access to the pre-released versions and can help us debug and figure out what's working and what's not. Silky is asking, yeah, parallel processing will be useful. I tried to enforce it through a plan, but unfortunately you can only run different tasks. Yeah, so it's a very simple integration. I think we'll have it, I'll note it down here as a planned one. We need the possibility to adjust how the AutoCloud system works on the Kanban board in terms of how many tasks should be executed in parallel and how many should be just queued up so we don't hit the rate limits. This should be a toggle on the top of the application for each project, because each project can have different values for this. Some can go from just 1, which will be just 1 and 1 task, all the way up to 10 tasks at the same time. Let's maybe not set 10 tasks. Let's just say 50 tasks. We're going to have like a lot of power users with, like, this is going to become like, some people are going to have like 10 different AutoCloud, 10 different Cloud Code subscriptions, and it's just going to be maxed out. So we need to take into consideration. Until now, I have been working on autonomously Claude from IndieDevDan. The system is a bit different because everything is done in parallel rather than a funnel. I look forward to your contribution and insights into this project. Shadowhawk, good luck for BMAD and more integration. Thanks for cool project. I'm out. Night. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I'll see you next time. There's so much potential in this terminal view. I look forward to exploring it a bit more. Just need to see here, is the generating terminal name Explorer? Yeah, so it's working. So here you can see, based upon what you write to the first message in a Cloud Code instance in the terminal view, is actually you're gonna rename the terminal to what it's actually about. And this is just to, like some people like to have many terminal views open, and it's just to be able to like skim very easily what terminal was for what feature or bug fix. And so you don't have to go here. You can also rename it manually, but also AI will actually write the terminal name based upon the instructions you give it. And Daniel Barr is asking, I'm dealing with weird Git issues, commit naming issues, etc. Is there any plans to make Git functionality customizable, commit message customizing, requiring PRs, etc.? Yeah, so there's actually something that's coming very soon, and that is when you have a task ready, instead of right now the only option is to merge the changes or stage them. But the third option, which is coming hopefully tomorrow, is to PR the actual branch. Just PR it straight to the branch you want, and from there we'll introduce more functionality that you want. There is some type of UI bug that has been introduced. We did a refactor. It was a nice PR in terms of like having these, like I can quickly now navigate between different projects just using the control 1, 2, 3 if I want different projects, and quickly navigate between them. But there seems to have been introduced one little bug here. Please use the Electron MCP to open up a new task or an existing task. You can see by the screenshot there is an issue that the user cannot access the edit or the close button at the top of the UI. There seems to be some type of invisible UI element that's hindering interaction with the code or the icons. Yeah, we'll give you the option to fix that. It's I think it's like the standardized naming conventions for the commits and branches is not it's not the best. So we'll give you the option to customize that. Like the GitHub integration is quite robust already. Like It's very fast. It works in many cases for like swapping between branches, like for the work tree functionality. So there's a lot of things we can expand upon from there. Proceed with the changes, but the Docker section should be removed because Docker is no longer needed for this project. If you haven't already, be sure to like the stream. Helps other people find the stream. Maybe we can do something cool. If we get like 100 likes on the video, maybe we can do like some type of cool giveaway or something. I have been thinking that we do a Christmas giveaway on our Discord community, that we gift away a Claude Code Max subscription for a month or so. If there's anybody that wants to be a community moderator and help me out with those type of things, just let me know on Discord. Send me a DM. So here you can see, like in the terminal here, I asked it to use the Electron MCP server, and that's something that is coming very robustly into AutoCloud, and that is when the AI is doing self-review in the AI review process. We're gonna give it, like we're gonna try find a standardized way that if you're working on a website or a web app or a Electron app, meaning like a desktop application, or if it's a mobile app, we're gonna try and find like the best MCP tools and like integrations we can have for the validation. So for instance, for the Electron app, we found this well-written Electron MCP. Now it's doing self-validation, so it's spun up its own development mode here, and it's just testing the application. Just as if you're using Cursor with the browser or using Claude Code with like a Puppeteer or Playwright MCP, the same equivalent goes for the Electron MCP here. So a fun thing we're going to be doing, I think on the Friday stream, we'll take a look at how far we get with the BMAD method. And we're going to create the website for AutoCloud within AutoCloud. And we'll see how maybe we can get some ideas on how the UI part of AutoCloud will be incorporated. So it says now using the Electron MCP, let's see how good it is. Is it now actually fixed? Let's try and reload the application. May need a restart here. There is still a bug with the project overview. Yeah, I am Alex. The release is taking a bit of time due to a lot of changes. Yeah, it is. I just wanted to make sure we tested out a little bit more robustly than just pushing the changes out there. So for instance, the new project tab system, which was PR'd, is actually introducing some UI issues here. I just tried testing it and it's not fixed yet. It's still something that's blocking me for actually interacting with the UI elements in that part of the modal. So just gonna be running a quick trip to the bathroom and be right back. Thanks for letting me know, Remcover. I was muted. We are back. Thanks to everybody tuning into the stream today. Hopefully you're having a great day. It's Monday, soon Christmas. Christmas can be a hard time for a lot of different people, and I welcome you to join us on the Discord community. Even though if you're not a developer, if you're not that into AI, just join us there. There's a lot of good people. There's a lot of people that have talked about other things than just AI and coding, and I welcome that as well, so we can have a nice community where we support each other. We'd also like to see what are people working on, because it gives us a sense of direction for AutoCloud. If a lot of people want to use AutoCloud for creating websites, if the people are using it for big production level SaaS applications, it would give us a sense of where the app should go as a general approach to how things are done. We are going to support everything, from creating websites to games to applications, but it's good for us to know what people are working on so we can prioritize correctly and in the right order. Emirek is asking, you trying to integrate the BMAD method into the project? Yeah, we're doing that. You can see here we have outlined a lot of the BMAD method, how it should be incorporated into AutoCloud. But we are just trying to get this 2.7.0 release out there because there's some developers that are waiting for it, and a lot of people are wanting to test AutoCloud, and the 2.7 version is bringing easy installers for everybody to use. How would the installer update when changes? Yeah, so that's where we need to validate upon. I think we'll do a 2.7.1 release, Alex, with just testing some bug fixes and seeing if the actual update system is going to pick up from the official releases. Because right now, when people want to update the application, we want them to just use the internal update system inside the app. Makes it a lot easier for people to just get the constant updates we are doing. Restart the Electron MCP server to get the debugging done. Okay, so now we replaced everything ready for the release. Let's take a look at the actual README document here, which is going to be updated. Oh, so Cursor crashed. Welcome to Cursor land. That helps out a lot. A part of the development process is to handle the crashes. I just would like to see that it was AutoCloud that crashed and not Cursor. This is why, like, I look forward to working more inside AutoCloud instead of like the terminal views inside the IDE. For instance, VS Code, I haven't really found a reliable way of getting a recovery system for lost terminal sessions, and we integrated that into the agent terminals. So you can see it recovered. It has a history one, so you can just go to the sessions that you had. Please start the process again by debugging. The IDE crashed. I'm just going to review that the README file makes a good instructions now after we move over to installers. I think we can get rid of the Git initialization. It will do that automatically, so I don't think it should be a part of the instructions. Please remove this part. AutoCloud will initialize Git if it's not present. So here you can see that the Electron MCP is actually doing the work here by check console logs and adding everything. So let's see, some new comments have come in here. Are you going to use Claude Co's new async background agents? Eric B is asking. We'll see like there's part of the system where we handle like the parallelization, but also we do utilize like asking AI, like asking Claude Code to actually invoke the systems in parallel. So we are already doing that. And second question is, are the MCPs using Docker? I mean, to reduce token usage in Claude, only using the MCPs per project we use. Yeah, so currently they are they're locked to the MCPs that we have defined they should have at the different stages of coding, but we are introducing very soon. So on our roadmap, we have like a basically MCP dashboard, which is unique to each project, but also like leverages the MCPs that you use on a global level with Claude Code. So this will allow you to add and deselect like what, for instance, when the AI is doing planning, we have given it access to like context 7 MCP, for instance, but maybe you want to use something else, or you don't want to have a MCP server there, you just want it to do web search for whatever reason, we will give you the access to do that. And I'm very heavily focused on introducing a better like speed to quality balance, and that also means token usage is heavily under investigation in AutoCloud. So don't worry about the system. Like in a week, I think we'll have a very nice balance between speed, token usage, and quality output. Emmanuel is saying, I find it easy to provide the model with the codebase since the models excel at doing search in codebase itself instead of clogging the context window with MCP service. Yeah, I totally agree. And the AutoCloud system has that approach as a whole. We want to try and limit MCP usage, and the memory layer that we are working on is going to become a system that the more you use AutoCloud on a project, it will get better and better memories about your project. So that's going to drastically, I think I have something here, let's pull it up. I did start the outline of the new memory system, and we did some testing, and we actually got a percentage decrease in how many tokens can we save, or like percentage tokens we can save over time. Let me see if I can just find it here. Yeah, so here it is. We introduced the learning loop is coming. So this is basically for people who are more advanced with AI coding and stuff. We're trying to create like a predictive context system. So basically, as the task gets defined and planned out, the AI tries to predict what context do I need and try to pull that without using heavy token usage. Was it all the way at the bottom here? Yeah, so here it is. Token economics by layer. So when we explore this, we got the potential savings of 60 to 90% reduction when the task involved like heavy exploration. So if we can start to save, let's just say that we missed on our calculations, and let's just say we can save around 30% tokens on every task, like you start to get a lot more out of your Claude Code subscription. Nicodoodle over at Twitch is saying, I popped into stream and thought cool agentic coding tool, wonder if it's available. Then I realized you're building it. Yeah, welcome to the stream, man. We are building AutoCloud. And he had a question, more advanced than basic RAG? Yeah, so this weekend that's why we are pushing out the installer functionality today, because we got rid of Docker this weekend. And Docker was hosting the the graph database for the RAG system, but we moved to embedding that into the application. So we have a hybrid RAG system which uses graphs and semantic search. So that's, I really spend a lot of time in the RAG ecosystem, and I don't think there's much we can do to make it even like more robust than the system we're coming with. Like having graph relations with semantic search and re-ranking algorithms is going to become a very robust system for providing you or providing the agent with the best context when it wants to. Thanks. We also need to take into consideration that right now the Windows application is not using a certificate. So we need to instruct the user that it's safe to press OK with the warning that will show up on their computer. Also, we are going to do a virus total link so people can verify that there are no viruses in the installers. So you can create a placeholder for that link. Please pull the latest comments from this PR. We need to figure out, you need to do the linting for the Python backend. Also check the last comments from Cursor Bugbot and CodeRabbit review if there are any issues that needs to be taken into account before we merge this PR, or if it's just trivial comments. If there are things that needs to be fixed, be sure to invoke parallel agents in research to figure out if the bug is existing and needs fixing, and then implement the fix and add good commit messaging for those fixes. So how is it going with our project tabs fix here? Okay, so it's back to like the initialization is working. Let's test it out in full ourselves. We'll add this project. It's initializing. It's showing the GitHub authentication. And should it do that? No, it should not, because this app has access to the Cloud Code accounts. Yeah. Okay, so it's currently working the initialization, but we need to figure out this bug where the project is showcasing that I need to add my Cloud Code account, but actually the application has multiple Cloud Code accounts. And I have a one active right now when we are initializing the project. Hamburger is saying, seems like Cursor crashed because of multiple terminals. Happens with just one terminal even. Yeah, so they aren't the most stable on the terminal side. And we'll see. I don't know if I will be moving away from Cursor. Like, I don't use the agents anymore, just because I use Cloud Code and I use AutoCloud now. There have been very few cases the last couple of weeks where I actually used the agent. Like just a couple of weeks ago, we had spent, so we have around $900 in spend in Cursor, and that is just gonna go way down when we have now just Cloud Code gives so much more value. Okay, so we're gonna test this by ourselves. Need to go into the project and that was not the right project. Let's see. So for everybody tuning into the stream, I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're getting a lot of just small things fixed for the 2.7 release, which will help a lot of people get going with AutoCloud, a basic installer that everybody can use for their operating system. It's going to be a welcome change instead of can be a hard to do installation process for many people, especially those who aren't developers. Did that change only relate to the authentication process? Because right now I added a new project which has no initialization happened before, and it didn't pop up with the initialization project model. So Hamburger is saying integrations would being able to delete the default account make the init process smoother. I added 3 max accounts and there is a 4th unactive default account that feels not intuitive. Yeah, I think we can do something like that. Like for now, you could take the, because you can re-authenticate the default one, you can just put that as your 4th or your 3rd account and then just have new accounts under here. Because there is some system setup that relies on the default account to be present. So I don't want to spend time on that right now, but just know that you can use this to re-authenticate the default one if that is a one you want to swap to another account. Just gonna stop the AI there for a second. I just saw that the project I was testing with, let's see now, it's still not showing the model that we need. Let's just create a simple test project here. Okay, so now it's initializing, and it did find the GitHub integration. Select base branch, main, recommended. Complete setup, very good. I think that was the last thing we needed in order to push this new version. Let's try by just adding a couple of different projects, seeing that everything is working. Initialize Git, very good. Okay, so there we got a bug. Please take a look at this log here. I initialized a project where GitHub was not added, and that showed a model for initializing the GitHub process for that project, and I did it, and that opened up the next one, which is showing that repository not detected, and I can't go further from that model. Is there a way for us to utilize VirusTotal in an automatic way when we push new releases? So there is the option to skip the process, but that's bad UX. When the user clicks the retry detection, there's nothing that pops up. We need to retest this because the process should be quite simple for users to connect existing projects. Okay, so let's re-add that project that we just did. It should now see that it's initialized with GitHub. It is. First off, can you pull up what is the initialization criteria? Like what files or folders is it looking for inside the project before it decides to show the initialization model or not? Is it just the .autoclad folder or is it others as well? Also, for everybody that's joining, we have a Discord community where we are talking a lot about AI, especially AutoCloud. And I'm looking for some community moderators that can help, since the community is blowing up, so to speak. We have just today went from, I think there's been like 50 people joining just since we started this stream. And it's getting out of hand. Bashir is saying, love what you're doing. Also, your starting point is off. Instead of starting with manually creating tasks, it should start with intent and objective validation, architecture, goals, language. Yeah, so that's what we are. The new framework which we are incorporating has this new phase one analysis, and it bases it on if it's the project is new or existing. If it's existing, also called a brownfield project, it will do a project index information. So it will try to learn programmatically what it can about the project. And from there, it will use AI to also try and capture. Yeah, this will be like phase one will be more of like an interactive approach where you define like what's the project about, what's your goal, what's your vision for the project. It's going to help you with all of that, what you're describing, the objective, validation, architecture, goals, everything that's related to creating a new or getting information about a existing project will be taken care of in this analysis. And then in the planning phase, that's where we we'll introduce a semi-autonomously layer, so you can be more like hands-on, having discussions with the AI when it's in the planning phase, much as you can with Claude Code right now when you put it into the planning mode. And then from there, it's going to go and create like the architecture files, the epics and stories, everything that's related to that task more specifically. Thank you, Jordan, for the nice comment. Okay, so here we got the information back. Okay, so what I did now to reintroduce another bug, and that was that I initialized the project on a folder, and that created the .autocloud folder as it should. But then I went manually into the project and removed it. And now when I re-add the application, it is not showing the initialized model, so I can't add back the folder. Also, can you spawn a research agent to identify is the logic surrounding the GitHub initialization process doing it in the correct flow where the user, if they don't have initialized the project with Git, that's the first step, and then they can say they can select the main branch or the default branch for work trees after that. It looks like that is the logic right now, but we need it validated. Bashir is saying, thanks, Andre, love it. Thanks, my team, 40 plus people, and I'm ready to help you grow this as a part of the community. I reached out to you on LinkedIn. Thanks so much. I will be sure to check out and message you after the stream. If you want, you can also join the Discord community. There's a developer role you can tag yourself with there to gain access as a a developer on the AutoCloud, so we are more in sync on the contribution side. Hamburger Fries is saying it would be nice also give context to important apps and even add a .md file with stack overview. Yeah, so we already have, let's pull up. When you initialize a project with AutoCloud, it creates this project index file, which is basically a structured file for identifying, first off, like where's it located, what's the project type. Currently, we only support like monorepo or just single folder projects, but we are going to expand this to if you, for instance, have one folder for your backend and one for your front end, but you want them to be considered one project, we're going to support that. And then just all the information we can programmatically find, like what ports are the front end running on, what's the back end running on, what's the languages, what's the frameworks, like everything we can just find. All the dependencies, we're going to improve this to also include like the version on the dependency, because we see that can be utilized very good in the validation layer of AutoCloud. Because if the AI knows what version of the documentation you're on, it can do very specific searches for the documentation. So right now, AutoCloud will actually, when it's validating itself, it will go and find the live documentation for the dependency and actually see like, okay, are we integrating this by the documentation standard that the dependency requires? It will showcase like end-to-end testing. So this is quite a robust document, as you can see. I won't go through everything here on stream, but you can just find your project index file. After initializing a project, you will just go into AutoCloud, you go to context, and then if the process hasn't been done, you just do it, or you can refresh the process if you have done changes to the repo. And this will be improved to actually self-update. When you update dependencies in your project, this project index logic is going to run by itself. Just that the AI always knows about everything about your project, how it's structured, how the infrastructure is. So this is like the first path to context. So this is why we have this as like the project index, and then the memories are going to show here for the projects. What's the AI actually learning about the project as you're going along? Joshua is asking, I'm currently working on an API server at the moment that I'll run locally, would allow for third-party integrations in the future like Raycast extension or mobile. Yeah, so what you're asking, like how AutoCloud can invoke that. Please try to, I don't think I'm getting the question quite right. Maxologist is saying, hey Andre, do you think I could install AutoCloud on the NAS box, just have a laptop and are traveling often? Yeah, I think you can. Like the Cloud Code, especially when we spawn a lot of them, if you like invoke 30 different tasks at the same time, just be sure to monitor the resources before you leave the house on that NAS, so that you know that it can handle it. Joshua is saying, what would be great is once you have that info, you could have a quick button to launch the app from within the Worktrees area after a task has been run. Yeah, that's something I am looking at. Just like, the thing is that we are not an IDE. So what I really like inside Cursor is that when you invoke multiple models, when the AI then spawns the worktree, like when Cursor uses the worktree system, it's a very simple click of a button to test the entire worktree. And if you want to accept that change and redo it, like, so we want to try and mimic that inside AutoCloud, that you simply, instead of here staging, maybe you can just like spawn a, like have selected what IDE or terminal or what way do you want to check out the work tree. And then you can just click on a button and it does that. Like that's the vision coming in a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah, that's exactly what you're saying. Also, I have a local branch feature of having a way to choose a default code editor, a single button that opens up the worktree code base. Yeah, so exactly as the vision I'm having is that. So Maurice, welcome. Hi, I'm still using SpecKit from GitHub for bigger implementation tasks. Does AutoCloud have a similar framework? Yeah, right now we have like we call it the AutoCloud framework, but we are very soon getting the BMAD method integrated as a framework for doing the similar approach, where it's broken down into 3 type of different complexities of task. Simple, standard, complex. So that will be very similar, that the AI will try and identify, and we'll see if you can, as a person, can manually override this. But for now, the AI will determine how complex the task is, and then choose like, can we just do this as a quick bug fix, or do we need the full, like we need we need a lot of context engineering, and we need to do a lot of validation afterwards. So that's coming soon. And after the BMAD method, we are going to support GitHub Spec and also like other frameworks like Agent OS, I think. And yeah, so we were returning some caching here, and that's why the project didn't reinitialize. So I know that a lot of the developers that are waiting to contribute are working on this, like waiting for the branch 2.7 to go live. I'm sorry it's taking a lot of time, but we are just wanting to fix some of these more major issues before it goes out. Just because there's a lot of people testing the application right now, and we want to make the experience as good as possible. Because we are at that point where either we get a lot of adaptation, or people say like, hey, it's too buggy, leave it alone. And I think it's such a good project that we should try and try our best, basically. Okay, so we're going to include it has, I didn't know that VirusTotal has a public API. So we are going to have a, let's just ask the AI here to, or Claude Code to incorporate this into our workflow, that we will have a VirusTotal automatic scan when we release the installers. Great, please proceed with the integration, and I will create a free VirusTotal API key. So for everybody joining our stream, thanks for taking the time to be here with me today and working on AutoCloud. There are things that I'm wanting to hear back from you as in chat, and that is, what's your developer experience? Like, are you a developer that's working day to day? Are you looking at this from a vibe coder perspective? That meaning like you don't have much developer experience and you want to create your project with AI. It's really good insights for me to know. Okay, so let's check out now if the bug in regards to new projects are fixed. Initialize good, connect to GitHub. So what happened there? Was it just detecting? Okay, so we need to, because it went straight into our that doesn't really support organization GitHub. It used just my private one. Can you take a look at these logs? Is the logic now that if it auto-detects that GitHub is initialized, does it just use the personal GitHub account straight away, or does the user get the option to actually select if they want to initialize with a organization account? So chat, Eric B is saying, I'm Java, PHP, MySQL from many years ago. I would like to use it to build more modern applications. Oh, I think I missed one there. Let me see. Joshua is saying, I'm working on a PR to have a local machine that runs automatically alongside the app. This would act as a bridge so external integrations could talk to the app and create tasks or read them. Could integrate with something like Tailscale, support communication over internet as long as the app is running on a machine. Yeah, it's a very good good PR. I look forward to it. It sparks some ideas surrounding having a web UI. Especially if we are gonna have to like look at in the future maybe some like team support and like team setups that you have like it. There have been people that want AutoCloud to run on one machine that multiple developers use for one project. Ray Blocked, a web dev with 5 years here, very good. Glad to see people with experience as well. Ferdonax, yo, glad to see you back streaming. Welcome to the stream. Joshua, one thing I noticed when contributing is it spawns a bunch of Electron instances but never quits them after testing. Yeah, we'll have to visit that like testing logic. I think there's as simply as having like a dual, like first of all, just asking the AI to stop the instance when it's done testing the validation, but also having a programmatic like force close it once the AI is saying that it's done with validating. But because it's quite frustrating and bad UX to like for instance the other day I think I had 12 tasks running overnight and then come this morning and be like, hey, there's 12 Electron apps running. Yasinki is saying, I'm a lead front-end dev, trying every tool out there so I could use to delegate all smaller tickets to agents while me and my juniors works on interesting stuff at work, dev since 10 plus years. I love to hear it. Maybe you have some good insights into what you would like to see from the GitHub issues system. Because we are gonna do more full auto on GitHub issues. And that is, right now AutoCloud syncs the GitHub issues and you can easily create tasks from them, but I think we'll go with a full auto system where as soon as the GitHub issues get created, it goes into AutoCloud, it researches and fixes the bug if it finds the bug, and you don't even have to be involved in that process if you want to. So let's see here, we need to get this going. You raised a good point. Current behavior, what was missing. Yeah, so please add the organization selection and also the confirmation steps so the user can verify what organization or user they want to initialize with. Just getting a phone call here, quick second. So let's see. So Remcover Hagen is saying, I'm a vibe coding, want to use to build websites, create home assistant blueprints, automation, and maintain GitHub robots. Very good. Ferdonax, what do you think of Automator, similar to your project Kanban view interface Electron? Yeah, actually, like I created a project, I created AutoCloud, I think a little bit before WebDev Cody, but I actually saw him. I think he's a fantastic developer and has a very good community. So I actually asked him to come and join him on the Automator project. But then I realized, like, as I was talking with him, I was like I have a little bit of a different vision and focus of where the project should go. I am very focused on getting the quality, speed, and token usage down, so more of like the backend part. I really think that the front end is just a simple way of interacting with the AIs. I think we are evolving into like another layer of AI coding. We aren't going to be sitting too much into the IDE itself. So I actually wanted to join the Automaker project, but I realized also like I had been doing so much work on the back end. So I was like, hey, why just not give it a try myself? And I wish them the best. They're very good developers. But I think like I started on AutoCloud on like 2 hours after Anthropic launched their demo for long-running agents. So I was quite early in the project. Yusinki is saying, I'd love for all my personal stuff, Andre, but at work we use Jira, Austria, and compliance. Yeah, just let me know. Put up feature suggestions on our GitHub project, the discussions there. We are supporting Linear right now for syncing tasks, but we can support Jira, no problem. Maxology is working on 3 SaaS applications, been a dev for 15 years. I love it. Seems like we have a diverse group of people watching, both developers, vibe coders, and I like to see it because we would like to create AutoCloud from the perspective of utilizing it for all of them. So I think the project issues here can be related to that we refactored from using a drop-down for selecting tasks, and we are now utilizing the project tab system. So it could be that the issues are spawning from there. Please research. Cosmin Begu, howdy, welcome to the stream. Okay, so the problem now is not actually the initialization that is fixed. The problem is now that it's not saving what projects has been opened. So I can open 4 different projects. And then when I come back after reopening or closing and opening the applications, it's just back to showcasing the first project. So Joshua is saying, I'm mostly a app developer. My industry isn't really public. Been doing app development for well over 15 years now. I probably consider myself more a full stack nowadays. I love to hear. Thanks for the feedback. We have quite a lot of full stack developers here, so that's very nice, especially if some of you guys are contributing. I know you, Joshua, are. I really appreciate it. Ferdenax is asking, what's the focus for today or this week? You were unsuccessful last week to start the project. We'll try again later today. You said something about improving the new user experience and start. Yeah, so we're just ironing out the last bugs we are finding here in the 2.7 release that is coming. And that makes it so that when you go to our GitHub project, you will now just soon find, when we release this, you will be able to just go here, and down here there are installer links. So you basically just download a .exe file if you're on Windows, a .dmg if you're on Mac, and a app image if you're on Linux. So you can quickly just install it and start using it without all this complicated startup process. Okay, so now we got the GitHub organization initialization also done. Let's see if this can be figured out really quick. I just want to push this out now. Trollin is saying, I noticed you adding features at a rapid rate whilst trying to focus on stability, which seems counterproductive. Will you provide a stable MVP at some point rather than dev new features? Yeah, so that is the focus for this week, is to have a more stable and fix bugs. We are getting a lot of good contributions to help fixing bugs. But there are some things that, for instance, like the new installer feature, it's a part of making the app more accessible for people. So there are something like, for instance, now you saw we are focusing on just getting this out there, the 2.7 version. And as we are testing to see if the bugs has been resolved, we are seeing that some of the things just need implementation right there and then. For instance, the GitHub organization, being able to like not only use this for GitHub personal projects, it was just a simple couple of lines of code because the logic was already there. So we are trying to not focus on new features. But I really appreciate your feedback, because it's hard to like, for me as the visionary, I really like to focus on new features, but I do understand we need a stable MVP moving forwards. So all the projects that we added here, are there... Okay, so now the flow is Git repository is required. The folder is not a Git repository. Initialize. The next part is initialize AutoCloud. Initialize. Connect to GitHub. Link existing, create new repository in GitHub. So here it's showing the owners, so we can use organizations. Private, public. We'll have it as that for now. We will improve upon that later. So it's creating the repository, it's done creating, complete setup, and then here we are. So it looks like it's good in terms of the initialization now. We'll add a couple of projects here, and then we will close the application. We'll start it again, and if the projects are there, we are ready to push. And they are not, so we need to figure that out. Please initialize the debug system that I'm starting the front end with debug equals true and in PNPM dev mode, and we need to figure out what the debug logs show when we are initializing and adding a project, because we're still having that the projects are not showing in the project tabs once we close and open the application. Trollin is saying, awesome, look forward to it. I also suffer from feature creep. I know how you feel. I'm always wanting to think of the next cool feature. Joshua is saying, same here. I am Alex. Yeah, and it's also easier to contribute and do changes when it's stable. And I will highly suggest small PRs in the future from contributors. Open, close principle. We can have feature toggle, so we can add feature but have experimental tag and work on feature base level without breaking changes. Yeah, that's a good idea. We could have just flags. And Joshua saying, I'm creating separate branches for individual features. Learning Gitkraken at the same time, so this has been helpful. That's very nice. Yeah, we need to find, like, I'm not used to working with a lot of different developers, so we need to just get a good system going. And also, if you want to become a maintainer of the project, meaning we are looking for people who are more serious about this project and want to help out with triaging and PRs, because already we have 12 pull requests and we need to move fast. And I know a lot of you guys are waiting for my 2.7 release. Okay, so now we have debug logs going. Let's add a project here. And we'll close the app. And we will start it again. So we're getting a Erken saying, why didn't you use OpenCode instead of Claude Code? Like, the main thing is that I just wanted control over the Claude Code wrapper, basically. Andy Data is saying, hey, I'm getting AutoCloud set up right now. Glad to see you streaming. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Calvin, welcome to the stream. Calvin is asking, sorry to ask, but what are you building? I'm building AutoCloud, and we have our nice Discord community with a lot of people also joining us in creating this. It is basically an AI coding platform that will allow you to work both hands-on but also full automatically with creating new projects or features. So Bloodwork is asking what's it's licensed under. It's AGPL3, so you can utilize it, but if you are going to utilize it in a closed source environment like a SaaS application, we need to have a conversation. We haven't really defined how the licensing is gonna work and in what term we are working on it. Like when you are we are taking it project by project, basically. So you're free to attribute, contribute, like we just want you to keep things open source if you fork it. Calvin, nice. So I'll just bring my API key and I'll be good to go. Like, will it be tracking everything I do? So basically it's you use your Cloud Code subscription instead of an API key, just because it's a lot more value in the Cloud Code subscription than using the Anthropic models directly with an API key. And it won't be tracking like everything you do. Like, it will be that you define tasks. We also have some other like features that will help you create tasks. But it's gonna be you create tasks and AI execute on them for you. Broadwork saying, I like the idea. Unfortunately, on Windows VSL, it's broken. I assume since you're working on Mac, you aren't testing on Windows. Actually, I am testing more heavily because I have a Windows machine. I will be testing the entire application later today using the installers that I am pushing right now. So you are sure to be having a stable and working version very soon for Windows /VSL. Grobel is saying, hey Andre, hope it's going well. I just want to say it's great to see how your project's blowing up. Already 1.5k stars. Yeah, that's very nice. Thanks to everybody who is starring, liking the videos, subscribing to YouTube, joining our Discord community. It's been amazing to see how everything just been blowing up the last week. Thanks for everybody for the kind words. Like, there hasn't been a single person which has been negative towards the project or anything. There has been some good critique, like the thing is still buggy, it's not stable, but that's to be expected since it's like 3 weeks ago. This was just an ID, and now it's a starting to become like a working prototype. Okay, so it's storing states now. So we have another like 20 minutes of stream before I'm gonna go and take some lunch. I'm gonna be training and then continuing coding later today, but make sure that we get the 2.7 release now out there so that I know Alex is just sitting, waiting on the fence like, hey Andre, speed it up. My big refactoring is waiting for you, and I've been waiting all day. And I like that. We should push each other to get the project to a stable version, because we can just understand that there's a lot of people wanting to test out this project, and I think we should it deserves to be working for a lot of the people testing it out. So we added a project now. We're going to close the application and then run it again, and hopefully we are seeing some state persistence here, that projects in the application. Yeah, so now it is working and we can continue to the actual release here. So we're going to sync this and we're going to do the last pre-commit changes or validations. And we also, I don't know if you guys have been doing it like this, but for instance, here we have the pull request for this, and we have integrated CodeRabbit and Cursor's BugBot, and we can see all the different comments here. And instead of actually just pressing these buttons on the Cursor BugBot and going and copying and pasting these CodeRabbit AI reviews, we're basically just going to go inside a Claude Code instance. We're going to give it a link and just say, please investigate the current PR in terms of what CodeRabbit and Cursor has left for comments. If there are not trivial things, but actual breaking bugs or features that needs to be taken into account, please spawn parallel agents to fix them all, and also invoke one parallel agent to do the linting and pre-commit checks. So now it's just gonna handle that instead of me having to copy and paste everything from the PR, and we will get a lot quicker done. Quicker things. Joshua is waiting too. Yeah. I'll go away from the computer for some while after the 2.7 release, so you guys can do your things. Calvin is saying, let me watch some of your videos to get clues on how this works. Yeah, I have the last version of, like, you can just get an introduction to AutoCloud that way. But I'm coming with more hands-on video the coming weeks once we get a more stable version. So here we can see it's finding the comments that CodeRabbit has added to the PR, and it's now starting investigation. So I know by fact that it's if it's gonna research this correctly, it's saying that there's a critical issue in regards to the Ollama embedder, but I know that the text dimensions are correct. So it's a false positive, but we will see. Okay, so this is a bit dangerous. It didn't follow what I wanted. Let's discard this. You should invoke the agents as researcher to figure out if the bug is in actuality there, or if it's a false positive, because the for instance the nomic embedding dimensions I believe are correct. Radbeaver is saying, did you know about the new JetBrains solution called Matter? No, I do not. JetBrains Matter. Let's take a look at it while we're waiting here. So Matter, introducing Matter, the AI development companion for product teams. I like how they have stylized these as like small figures. Seems interesting, Radbauer. I think it's something we can, like, maybe... It seems very team focused, so that's something we would take a look at once we figure out how AutoCloud can be used for teams. Ferdinand is saying, nice music, drop a link. Yeah, it's in the YouTube description. It's a very small YouTuber that has very nice music. I find it is a striking good balance between focus music at the still at the same time a little bit calmer. It's not full energy, but at the same time it's not lo-fi. So we have a viewer, Reams over at Kick, is asking, do you get offended by the term vibe coding? No, I don't. Like, vibe coding, I think it's a term that it's so open for interpretation, like what vibe coding means. Like, for instance, what I'm doing right now that you have been viewing on stream is in actuality vibe coding. Like, I haven't written one line of code myself, but I think about it in terms of I can understand what's happening here. Like, I can review the changes, I can understand if the AI is doing good or bad things, I can steer it if I want to. So I think of it more like AI coding. But like, the broader term vibe coding has been so generally adopted at this point that let's say if I wanted to, you came to me and said like, hey Andre, I want to learn what you are doing, and I would say, yeah, okay, let's learn vibe coding. Even though I like the word AI, like AI coding is a more suitable acronym for what we're doing. So I don't get offended, but I think a lot of, especially full stack developers and more, like, for instance, when you know what the AI is doing, when you know what's happening, like, I think a lot of developers get offended by the word vibe coding because they're envisioning a person just sitting there like this and they're just saying like, hey, make this, and they don't really know anything what's happening. And I think there's, like, my opinion is that you shouldn't get offended, because what you as a developer really like. You like to create and you like to do the development process. But there's a lot of people out there that really want to get the same type of feeling that you do, being creative, because that's what we're doing. It's like painting a picture. Like AutoCloud, how it looks and how it feels is an idea that's been living inside my mind. And you get to be a part of it. And I think a lot of other people would like that. They just don't have the technical capability to write it out in programmatic code. And that's why vibe coding is so popular, because people get to really put their vision, their ideas into reality using AI coding. Yeah, Ferdonax is saying code is no longer a gatekeeper in this sense, and I think that's a very good thing, because we are seeing a lot of good projects popping up. Like for instance, even though I can understand code and I can write some code, for me the limiting factor has been to actually write out the code, because I can't remember I can't really remember the overall structure and how things are. So I spend too much time revisiting how to write the code so that's why AI coding for me has been just so a blessing, because it just eliminates that writing. So Reams at Kik is asking, how effective is AI at creating things? AI, we get into questions where people get a lot more split. Like there are high level, people from Anthropic saying AI can't actually write good code. But I don't really necessarily agree on that. The models are capable of writing good code. There are some issues, you can see it comes through that some of these models are trained on very poor data. But I think we can mitigate that by a lot of the things, what we're doing inside AutoCloud. It's having good context engineering, good coding practices, good validation layers. It's going to solve a lot of those things that people are considering bad things about AI coding. So I think it's very effective. You see the product. I have a full SaaS application, which it's just doing great things. Trollin is asking, I wish frontend was something Claude could do better. I'm terrible designer, but I love backend, so I'm struggling trying to be full stack. Yeah, and I think we'll solve that even more in AutoCloud. We will have the Gemini didn't produce the front end you're seeing inside AutoCloud. Opus 4.5 did. But the way we did it was with a design system. So I'm going to be creating some YouTube videos on that. And we're going to focus later, once we have a stable version, and incorporate new features in regards to front-end work. We're going to have templates you can create projects from, and I envision that we will have a dedicated front-end UI designer. So it's just fixing up the last pre-commits issues here. Vladimir is saying, isn't possible to use Claude Code with API key with AutoCloud? I get free API credits through my company. Not right now. We use Claude Code subscription just because the value is better there right now. I think it will change in the future. Hey Mario, good morning, how you doing? What do you think about, instead of using multiple Claude profiles, using a reverse proxy of some kind between AC and Claude's API to change the subscription? I think we need to investigate that a little bit. Like there are some like terms of service things we need to investigate, but also like are you thinking more of like the API, like the API key part of Claude, like Anthropic's API key access, or actually just different tokens with the Claude Code subscription? Tainted Sun is saying, I've been a technical project manager and have 10 years of managing developers and have a IT degree. Recently been using Claude Code and it's a game changer. I love to have you on the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Alex ZM is asking, so don't you think that AI will harm the tech industry by paying developers less money or having less job opportunities available? You get into a very interesting topic, and that is, I have multiple perspectives on this, both from I'm an entrepreneur, I pay employees, I pay developers, I develop myself, so I have different type of views on this, like the question you're asking. I think in some case, in some sense, right now we are in a vacuum where a lot of people are using AI to create products that end up not being well made. So you need to get developers back to actually create a good working production product. But at the same time, the developers that are doing that job now and also in the future, let's just say that it becomes less jobs. We also need the developers to move more rapidly between different projects. And I think AI is especially good at letting developers just do more good work. And also in a way, the thing I like, yesterday, I was basically really tired. And I've been coding now for nonstop for the last couple of weeks. And I was like, okay, I know to do some work, but I also want to take a little bit time off to recuperate. I want to be with my family. We had some visitors coming. And I was like, this is what AutoCloud and AI is going to do. Instead of me having this constant stress about, oh, I have to work on this, I could just go into AutoCloud, I could set the 5 most important tasks that I wanted to do, and I could go and just take a couple of hours off, and I could come back, and most of it, 4 out of 5 was just one-shotted, could be implemented there and then, and one of them just needed a little bit of tweaking. So that's also an important thing to take into consideration, that AI actually, the technology helps us as human to also become more human. We can take some more time off. We can let AI work on things that we think are trivial and you just hate to do it in your job, and you can go and be social. So there's a lot of different aspects from the question you're asking. Reams.kick is saying, so you're creating AutoCloud? Yeah, I am. Okay, so let's see if everything is done here. We have the last linting going out now, or all pre-commits checks pass. Yeah, so there's a lot of good things coming from the Aero now. Also, like, for instance, just 4 weeks ago, I have never touched a Electron application, and now with the power of AI, I can build a desktop application, and I think that just speaks a whole lot of truth about the current AI technology. The Butcher is saying, have you tested your application with any local hosted models? This version which is going out has a the foundation for local models. You can see here in this memory layer, we have Ollama with the embedding providers. So that's the first step into providing local LLM models for people to use inside AutoCloud. So we have started that testing. Randall Clapper is saying, have you heard of Archon? Yeah, I have, and I have tested it, I think it's like 3 months back, and it didn't really suit my workflow, and I really didn't get it to work in the way I wanted it, so I didn't use it. But I think the developer of that project, is it Cole Medin? Yeah, Cole Medin. So he's a great developer and things. He creates a lot of good things on his GitHub repo and his YouTube channel. But I think I just didn't. For me, it just was a good idea that didn't amount to much. Randall is saying, once a task is marked as done, how do you clean up the work trees? Once it's done, you can either go and use the full archive here or the archive button here. And that should, if I'm not mistaken, in the last version we added so that cleans up the work tree. No, actually, I think we made it so once you click done, you should get a button here to once the changes is staged or merged, you should get a button that says clean up work tree. That's the way you did it. So if you set the task to done, just move it back into human review and you should see that button. So we're actually using cursor here to just quickly getting the last linting things done, because I am going to end the stream very soon. So if anybody has some more questions before we end the stream today, we want to get the 2.7 version out here before we end it. When did you start using AutoCloud to improve AutoCloud itself? Was early or took a bit of time to make foundations? I spent a lot of AutoCloud was initially just a CLI system, so we were just using it inside the terminal. And once the UI for the front end was up and going, I think it took like a day or two. How far is the BMAD implementation? It's we didn't get to work on it a lot on today's stream. We basically got nothing done with that because we need to get the 2.7 version out. So I will now later today, I will be going into full focus mode and I will getting the next stage of the BMAD method integrated. So hopefully I think a lot of the good contributors that are both on our Discord community and also on the stream right here will be focusing on helping out a lot with the bug fixes. Tainted Sun is asking, quick one. I'm trying to use AutoCloud on Windows. Granted, I haven't spent too much time debugging, but should it be compatible? Yeah, there are some Windows issues. I think many of them are fixed in the 2.7 version, which we are releasing right now. So in a couple of minutes here, or 10-15 minutes, you can try the new version, and I think you will have a better time on Windows. Trollin, will the implementation of Ollama support remote hosts in addition to local installs? That's nothing I haven't explored that right now. Radbeaver is saying, I enabled API key with OpenAI so I can have AutoCloud with memory. This consumes too much token based in your experience. The implementation of the memory layer is not so robust yet. So like, hopefully now when the BMAD method is implemented, this new system will save a lot on tokens. Hamburger Fries will 2.7 be ready to add tasks and work on features. So far I've only been testing the Electron and fixing setup issues, but want to try tonight, macOS. Yeah, I think just hit me up on the Discord chat and let me know how, like with the Mac installer, I think you should be good to go to just start testing out. Daniel is asking, when I hit my cloud limit, it will continue after the reset. So right now there is a issue with the monitoring system, so it's not working correctly when you hit the rate limits. But we will be fixing that very soon because we are incorporating a new authentication, or refactoring how the authentication works so that we can get the usage back from Cloud Code. And then we will have something that will reset the system once you have no issues with rate limits. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. In the Discord, there's a link to Discord, our Discord community, in the description. So we will be having continued conversations, discussions, talk about features, bug fixes, everything will be happening there after the stream. Please check these. There's something failing on the front-end testing. Please research and fix. There's just one small test that is failing on the front end before we are good to go for pushing to 7. Trollin, thanks for contributing. Thanks to everybody tuning into the stream today. There's been a record amount of people on the stream. I really look forward to all of you inside the AutoCloud community. It's called AI That Works, and that's my mission, especially for the my YouTube channel, is to bring light to like actual AI that works. I think there's too much hype going around. For instance, when OpenAI dropped their new 5.2 models, people were like creating videos about the best model around, and it's actually not that good in my opinion. And that's what I want to focus on my YouTube channel, is to bring light to what's actually working with AI and what's not, and how, like, what model are the best at what task. Fordonax is saying the music link in the YouTube video description is not working. Oh, that's not good. Let us get that passed in the link. I posted the link to the music that we have been listening on to stream for today, Rainmaker OS. Be sure to give that guy a subscribe if you've been enjoying our music. DoggisTube is asking, good morning guys, I have a question for vibe coders or normies getting into coding. I really like this for the PM perspective. Can it be integrated with cursor? Like right now we don't have any cursor integration, so we will be looking at that, but that's more down the line in the future, how we can like incorporate or improve the IDE experience. Like, can we actually get to a point where the full coding experience is inside AutoCloud? Or do we need an IDE? There's a lot of things I don't want to touch upon that gets solved inside an IDE, so we will see, but that's a question for the future. And Tainted Sun is saying he came across AutoCloud in the VS Code extension. I assume that's not the same. No, we have nothing to do with... I didn't know there was something called AutoCloud as a extension. So we are not associated with that. So Daniel is asking, so when I hit my limit, it simply stops, or I should just let it keep running? Yeah, so right now when it hits the limit, it's just gonna stop, and you have to like just either drag and drop it back into the planning phase and then starting it once the rate limit is back to normal. Okay, so all tests are passing now. So now it's coming, the last commit for the day, or not for the day, for this PR. Because as the developers that are trying to help me have noticed, Andre, you're working too fast. But I don't think that I have gotten the best workflow for interacting with multiple developers just yet. I think we'll try to keep features and bug fixes in more separate branches instead of a full version release. So just so you guys know, also the roadmap in this coming version that is being released right now, the roadmap should be more stable. You should be able to drag and drop roadmap features. It should be easier for you to create your own features on the roadmap. So basically just a lot of bug fixes and stability to the roadmap. But the main thing has been to port the application into installers for people to easily use. So we have an important question, and that is Joan is asking, when the tasks are defined and worked out, will it use the agent and skills I have in AutoCloud, or is it just using agents that are defined in AutoCloud? Right now it's very sandboxed in the Kanban view. When you go to the agent terminals, when you invoke Cloud Code here in the agent terminals inside AutoCloud, it's basically using your local MCP servers and skills, so that will be more in line for you to use the actual tools that you want. We are looking at how you can control what's happening inside the Kanban board, but we have focused on more security and letting people be sure that the AutoCloud is more sandboxed right now. Tainted Sun, I will be, after the stream today, I will be looking at the Windows application in full. I will be using the new installer, and I will be trying out AutoCloud from all the features, so you can be rest assured that bug fixes are happening fast later today for Windows. So, and we have gotten a lot of nice people on the Discord community saying that they can both be beta testers and also validators. So we will have people that are dedicated to testing out AutoCloud on Linux, Windows and Mac. So we'll be supporting all operating systems. So there shouldn't be anybody left out from this. Okay, so we have successfully merged and closed the 2.7. It's now creating the release of the 2.7 with actual installers. It should do that at least. But for instance, the developers that have been waiting for this release, you can now pull from main and continue your work. Hamburger Fries is asking, is there a plan to allow custom agent design? Yes, there is. I won't go too much into it, but yes, there is. So I forgot to include the GitHub versioning, and I think that's be the last thing I show on stream. We can now just go into the changelog feature here. We press since last version, and we use 265, which was the last version. We can see there were 57 commits since the last version. We can load that, and this is the 2.7 release, and it's remembering what format I would like and what audience and emoji usage we would like. And it's now generating the full changelog for us. How nice of it to save us so much time. There we go. If we would have a little bit better time, it would actually, I would drop a screenshot into here. Yeah, I saw it troll in as well. So now you see that how easy it was to create a full changelog and actually get the release also up on this on GitHub. Yeah, we got the... it was the validation actually kicking in and being smart here, because I forgot to create a changelog before merging. So it was actually the validation. And that's nice. Things are working as they should. But now we are getting the release. Okay, so we'll fix the package file here. Okay, so it's now building all the installers for people to use for Mac, Windows, and Linux. They have been tested yesterday, so there should be no issues by just downloading and starting to use them. But if there are, we'll be sure to fix that very fast. If you haven't already, be sure to star the GitHub repo. We are already at 1.5K stars, which is fantastic. I think now with the new installer system, it's going to be a lot easier for people to adopt using AutoCloud, and I look forward to everybody trying it out. Oh, there is something. I'll note that down, Trellin. Thanks for taking a look at it. Okay, so I'm gonna be closing down the stream now. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Join us on the Discord. There's gonna be a lot of good things happening further into the day there, and we're gonna be continuing on bug fixes and creating a stable version for you guys to use. And have a continued good day, everybody.